Maine statistically has the oldest population in the country. People in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s are common. Age may not exactly be revered, as in some cultures, but it is generally respected.
In the mid-coast village of Spruce Head, age was honored 2 weeks ago as its oldest resident turned another year older. And that, townspeople decided, needed a celebration. 207's Don Kerrigan was there to see it.
Happy birthday! Just as the year was turning to spring, the little village of Spruce Head came together to celebrate one of their own, Edgar Post, who is now 104 years old.
So that tells me that you mean an awful lot to people around here.
Well, he's the oldest man in town.
Edgar's nephew, Buzzy, sat with us the day before Edgar's actual 104th birthday, as friends and neighbors stopped in to cheer him on.
No cookies?
Yeah, you made it. Yes, I brought cookies. They're right there.
Good.
I brought oatmeal raisin. I know you like those.
We're told it happens several times every day. People just drop by to check on Edgar. He has become a beloved figure in Spruce Head, the place where, except for wartime, he has lived his entire life.
Well, he's got a good reputation in town, and they know he's all alone. And when you have somebody come in your house and sit down and talk with you for a few minutes and ask you questions and talk about all the things that are going on, because it's a small town and you know most of the people, and talk about different things that are going on, and it helps him pass the time.
Spruce Head was a different world when Edgar began life here in 1921. A fishing village where life was not always easy.
Back then, going to Rockland would be a big deal.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Used to have to walk to Rockland, and it took us quite a while.
Most in the village lived off the sea, and as soon as Edgar finished school, where he also played left field on the ball team, he began lobstering, until at age 21, his country went to war.
I was going to be drafted anyway, so I enlisted in the Coast Guard because I thought I'd be more helpful around the boats, and I'd be more, I wouldn't be quite so homesick either.
He served in Boston and back in Maine, finally sent to the Pacific as the war ended.
And we talked centenarian.
Really? Was that still during the war or after?
Yeah, well, actually, the war got over September, and I wasn't notified that it was over until I was out in the Pacific.
And then, a month or so after the surrender, Edgar landed in Japan, where he and a few buddies found a heavily damaged building, and Edgar found a souvenir, this delicate wooden box with tiny drawers. Edgar came home from the service, home to Spruce Head, and to his beloved wife Helen, home to the work he knew best.
Started lobstering and took up where I left off. I helped my father that winter, and then the next year I had my own boat again. I lobstered ever since. Up until I just quit.
Edgar has lived a life of hard work and good character close to the sea on Spruce Head Island. Helen is gone now, but Edgar is rarely alone. Buzzy stops by each day to put out the flag. His daughter is here as caregiver. And all those visitors.
Hi, sweetheart.
Yeah, hi.
Happy birthday. Is it today?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
They like to get together and tell about the news of what's going on.
4 years ago, the town turned out to mark Edgar's 100th birthday. COVID was a worry then, so they did a parade past his house. And so they all turned out again for the big party on his 104th. The Coast Guard came from Rockland and brought Edgar a ceremonial coin from the service he still reveres. There was cake, of course, and music, and Edgar brought along the Boston Post cane. It's an honor for the town's oldest resident. Edgar has held it for 13 years. A guy who has lived and served and worked and been a good neighbor and friend to his hometown for more than a century. And all agreed, a man who deserves to be celebrated.
Don says he asked Edgar the standard question for the secret to his long life. He never smoked, never drank, and always worked outdoors.
Besides that party, Edgar received birthday cards, lots of cards. And by the way, a year ago, after another news story on his birthday, Edgar got 1,200 cards. That is so many. So the day that we visited, there were already 130 and more coming in every day. So if you want to send a card to Edgar Post in Spruce Head, it is likely to reach him. And again, happy birthday.